Good morning. Welcome to Ever Talks. Anthony. Today we're going to have several conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development, in addition to your well-being, right? But in today's conversation, we'll be talking about becoming safe with yourself, right? So many people spend their lives searching for safety from others without realizing that you can create safety within yourself, right? We got to understand that you got to step on your 10 toes. People come and go, right? You know what I mean? The same way someone enters into this world, you know what I mean? They leave the world. We know what's up when it comes to the breathing process, right? But when it comes to ourselves, right? Why are we not, you know what I mean? Like doing the internal work. Why are we not okay with ourselves, right? So I really want us to understand that healing takes time, love, compassion, all these good things take time, right? But we have to do the intuitive, you know what I mean, internal work and really kind of sit down with ourselves, accept ourselves, love ourselves, right? And kind of go through this therapeutic process if possible with a professional, and it can really make the difference, right? But like I said, becoming safe with yourself is something that we can definitely do. And it's very powerful, and let's get into it, right? So in regards to normalizing and reducing some shame, right? If you experience criticism, rejection, unpredictable, you may even have been learning about how to be hard on yourself due to your upbringing, you know what I mean, your background, your childhood, things that were told to you, your school dynamic, bullying, etc. Like, really make the connections, right? But all these experiences definitely shaped you or made some type of impact on you, right? So many people speak to themselves in ways that they would not speak to someone else that they would care about, right? So like really talking to yourself in a negative way, down talking yourself, right? And let's not downplay this, right? So we definitely do ruminate, we definitely do have negative self-talk, right? These things are real, and sometimes, like I said, we don't realize the impact of it, especially the duration, because we become accustomed to it because this was just what we adapted into it, right? So I really want us to understand that self-judgment often develops from a form of protection, not because something's wrong with you. It's just, like I said, you become comfortable with that identity, and you just kind of navigate through your life, right? So I really want us to understand that we can definitely change our ways. We can definitely shift our way of thinking, right? I always advocate for positive self-talk, and it definitely does make the difference, but I want to be transparent with you. It definitely does take time. It definitely takes practice. It definitely takes consistency, right? So anything good that when you're intentional, right, you're really showing up for yourself, you're really providing the effort, right, it really will make the difference, right? But I have to be real with you, right, is that you're going to have to show up for who? Yourself, right? So you got to be able to do the work. You got to be able to look at yourself in that mirror, right? Even though it feels uncomfortable, right? This exposure therapy, right? You got to be able to, like I said, practice these things, and the more that you practice, right, the better these things will be coming for you. Also too, there's motivation out here. You can write different like sticky notes, right, motivational things on sticky notes, you know what I mean? And the more that you keep saying these things, it helps stretch the neuroplasticity in your mind, right, to help you remember these things, and then before you know it, you believe it, right? So I really want us to take in consideration there's so many things that we can do to support ourselves, but you have to act on them, you know what I mean? Anybody gonna really do it for you? You gotta do it for yourself, right? Moving forward in regards to some psychoeducation, to give us some type of information in regards to education, right? So, emotional safety isn't about, your environment. It's also about your relationship with yourself, right? So, I mean, we could be coming from a dysfunctional household, mother talking us down, father talking us down, keeping our self-esteem down, right? Siblings, same thing, because they come from the same environment, right? But however, when you're in that isolation, you're alone, you know what I mean? Some of us, like, I'm being real, like, some of us been neglected, right? Parents out there working, trying their best to kind of, keep things, to the best of their capabilities, because they know they know what they know. However, you are that individual, right? You have to start to talk to yourself the way that you feel me? Because you matter. You have to speak highly of yourself. You're magnificent. You're amazing. You're trying your best. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are, you feel me, capable. You are, you feel me? Like, you have to believe, right? When people don't believe in you, you have to believe in who? You got to believe in yourself with that self-compassion. And I really want you guys to stand firm on these things, because, like I said, we have to practice these things, but we also have to we have to believe it. And when you believe it, that confidence, it comes with it, right? And regardless of what other people got going on and they're doing, don't worry about that. Focus on your personal development, because this is for you. This is your well-being. You want to be able to improve your ways, right? This is going to be something for you, and I really want you to understand that you got to trust the process. You got to believe in yourself, right? But you have to really, the positivity, you got to, the positive mindset, really shift the ways of our thinking. Right? So in regards to pulling it back, right, when you respond to mistakes with harshness, right, your nervous system can stay in that state, like I said, of that threat, right? You kind of get used to that. And I don't want you to be taught for flop. I don't want you to be used to, you feel me, negativity. This is something that we're not, it's limiting your life's potential, right? It's not helping us, right? So let's try to figure out a way where we're able to, like, navigate with that positive mindset. Moving forward, when it comes to self-compassion and self-trust, can help create that sense of internal safety, right? So the more we talk to ourselves, research shows this too, I'm not just talking to talk, right, is that this can really benefit you, right? Self-compassion is something that's going to be able to help you. It's going to be able to help you heal. It's going to help you, like I said, get the momentum going, right? And by talking to yourself is totally normal. And once again, like I said, it's going to be able to help you heal and develop that internal safety with yourself, right? Because like I said, when the world, you know what I mean, you got your back to the world type of thing, people talking, calling you down, right? As long as you have that dialogue with yourself, like, these people are tripping. I don't even know what they on right now. Like, they hurting right now. Like, they really have their own stuff got going on. I ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I love myself. You feel me? I bathe myself. I love myself. I'm doing everything that I can for myself, right? Show up for myself, right? Like, I just, you feel me? I love myself, right? Ain't nobody gonna sit here and mess me up from being on my 10 toes, being, you feel me? Being the person I developed myself to be, right? So it's like, really, you feel me? You got to be able to exude this, but at the same time too, it takes real work. It takes real practice. That's why I always advocate for, you know, the journaling, because it helps with developing that self-awareness and this internal safety and that dialogue with yourself, in regards also to that counseling with that therapy. Helping yourself with a professional really makes a difference. However, moving along, morning. Finding safety with yourself doesn't also mean in regards to you're gonna always feel confident, right? You're not always, I gotta keep it a buck with you, not always gonna be on 10, right? You're gonna have days where you fluctuate, your mood shift, right? However, it means that knowing that you're treating yourself with care is very important, especially when you're in those hard times, right? So like I said, is that every day is not going to be Candyland, right? But as long as you're showing up for yourself, as long as you're trying, that's all that matters, right? So like I said, keep practicing, keep writing, keep, you feel me? The motivation, keep this energy around you, because it's really going to, like I said, help you, especially in those people that are coming from those dysfunctional environments. Moving forward in regards to practical reframe, right? So this is going to be able to help us with our mindset, right? How we're able to look at things differently, right? So notice how you respond when you struggle, when you fail, or when you're even overwhelmed. Notice the self-criticism. Notice how you're talking to yourself with that curiosity. What's going on? And if possible, like I said, write things down. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be extra with it, but get yourself a pencil or a pen, right? And really write, you know what I mean? Get this inner dialogue, write these things down so you're able to keep track, right? Accountability is really important, because, you know what I mean? Thoughts, they come and they go, and you ain't gonna remember what happened 2 weeks ago on the dot, on you feel me, at 3 o'clock, et cetera, right? So it's like, really write these things down, keep yourself accountable, and that's going to also help you make the difference, right? So practice responding yourself in the way that you would when you're talking to someone that you deeply care about, right? The same way you're able to help someone else, I mean, when they're going through a chaotic situation, or, you know, a traumatic situation, whatever the situation may be, right? Able to give them that effective love, that care, right? Do the same thing to yourself. Treat yourself the same way, right? And that's going to be able to help yourself out when in regards to building that internal dialogue. Question I want to be able to mention as well in regards to reframe is, instead of asking what is wrong with me, right? Like talking yourself down in that type of way, you know, try asking yourself, what do I need right now, right? Sometimes, like I said, some of us may need that support, but we may not know how to ask for it. And I think that it's very important to take in consideration that support is here for us, right? Support is here for us, but we got to be able to, like I said, we got to accommodate, we got to advocate for ourselves, right? So moving forward in regards to micro action, right? So when we know better, we tend to do better. You know what I mean? We got to be able to take action, right? So think of a challenge that you may be facing today, or, you know what I mean, what's really going on in your situation. Write these things down, right? Notice, you know what I mean, what is your, you know, self-directed thought? How are you talking to yourself? And then ask yourself, would I say this to someone that you love? You know what I mean? Like I said, would you talk to someone the way that you act upon someone else when they're going through a situation? If not, like I said, choose a kinder way to handle the situation with a more, you know, supportive response. And if, you know what I mean, you can't get that, right? Seek someone else so they're able to help you kind of, you know what I mean, get yourself where you need to be, right? And I really want us to take in consideration that professionals are here to help us. Everything is confidential, so whatever happens in the room stays in the room. You know what I mean? Like, you're really building rapport, and they're going to help build you up, right? So I really want you to take in consideration that we have to be able to advocate for ourselves to the best of our capabilities, right? But we also have to, like I said, do it with kindness, right? Because some of us are coming from environments like I talked about in the beginning, right? Some of us, you know what I mean, our mindset's not really there, right? But at the same time too, there are people out here, there are positive people out here, and there is a way out of the darkness or whatever the situation is for us, right? So wrapping up this video, I really want to take into consideration that healing isn't just about, you know, finding a safe place in people, right? Always running away from the people and towards people, right? But also understanding that you can find safeties amongst yourself. You can build yourself, you can heal yourself, you can love yourself, right? With all this positivity and the shift of that positive mindset, right? However, support is out there, right? You got to advocate for yourself. You got to, you know what I mean? Seek, or feel me, raise your hand, let someone know. And support and improvement will be there, right? However, if you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.